Hi guys, 14th Prime here, back with a bit of a different type of video. And as we all know, it is the end of 2019, or about there. So I decided to do something a little bit different this time around. Usually, if you've been on here long enough, I do a New Year's Eve collection video, which I am still doing, except leading up to that, there will be 5 various top 10 videos for figures. It'll be third party, customs, masterpiece, figures released this year, and figures not released this year that I just bought because I couldn't think of a better name. Anyways, without further ado, let's get started with the first list being top 10 figures that were released this year that, you know, I bought and loved. So anyways, number 10 on this list will be Cyberverse. I believe it's leader class, it might be. I actually don't know the class here. But Big Boy Grimlock here. Just because this is just a really fun toy. Like, this weirdly might be my favorite Grimlock figure now. Like, I know we had Studio Series release one a little while ago. Power of the Primes one exists. I even own the Masterpiece, and I just love playing with this one a lot more. It's just a fun toy. Nothing's really limited. The only real limit is the fact that he has gorilla arms, but even then, he freaking uppercuts you with dino claws. And plus, his gimmick not only doesn't get in the way of anything, but it even has points for style. Like, let me just show this off. Pretty much, if you've seen the show, you know whenever he stomps, it sends out shockwaves. So you can literally make the figure stomp, and it sends out little shockwaves. I know it's stupid. It's not much, but I mean, it's just. I just love this thing. It's just like I can't deny how much I enjoy this figure. I had so much fun just messing with it. I even got animated Waspinator around the same time, and I even did this weird photo of him just pretty much obliterating him. Yeah, anyways, number 10, Transformers Cyberverse Grimlock. And number 9 on the list, we have Siege Starscream, or honestly, all the Siege Seekers. Just, I don't feel like putting 6 figures on here somehow. But, this is just one of the two molds in the line, at least in waves 1 and 2, that I can for sure say get the point of what the line was supposed to be. This gets one end of the spectrum, which is make toys of those few G1 alt modes we got in the first episode of the cartoon, and this most certainly does. Not only that, but it provides a freaking amazing Starscream figure, which also I did switch out the head, you can kind of see. Which begs the question, why wasn't this done with... Why was it just not included with his head? Why was it Thundercracker and Red Wing that had it, but not Starscream? But it's a really fun figure. He even has a freaking butterfly joint. This is a retail figure with a butterfly joint. I love it. Like, granted, it's needed for transformation. If you do it too much, you will pop stuff out. But, like, it's there. You can use it. You can... points and shoots. Yeah, anyways, number 9, Transformers Siege Starscream. And for number 8 on the list, we have Generation Selects Hotshot. So I made him look away from everybody. Which, honestly, I wasn't expecting to love this, but I really do. Hound, while I did like him, and I appreciated him for the fact of it's the only Siege figure I can really think of that's more creative than the older Classics one. Because the older Classics was like G1 to a teeth, but you look at Siege Hound, it gives you Halo vibes. But, it's just this mold really works for him, and I really wish Hasbro just included a second one of these guns. Like, even if we didn't have this, just a second one of these guns, and maybe like an Age of Extinction Hound knife, and this thing would be perfect. I don't have no issues. But here we are. Anyways, the nice head sculpt that we were teased at all the way when we got to Siege Hound. Just the really nice color scheme they have here. When just, if you compare it to the original, it's just really nicely done. Which, as of this recording, I do not have the final member of the team done yet. When I do, there will be a video, I guarantee it. Super excited to get them all together. Yeah, anyways, number 8 on the list, Generation Selects Hotshot. And number 7 on the list is the Studio Series 38 Optimus Prime. Now, I know everyone's going to have a heart attack that I put this so low on the list. But, it's just, I like this figure, don't get me wrong, I do enjoy it. But it's just, from this year, I'm really tired of the G1 Optimus Prime design. So think about it, in the past, like, let's expand it a little bit to a year and a half. We've gotten the Siege Optimus Prime, like the original one. We got We've got the cell shaded repaints of him. We've got SS-38 here. And then soon we're going to have the Earthrise Optimus Prime, which it's just... We've gotten like a ton of G1 Optimus Prime designs lately. And I just don't like seeing it so much. Like, we got Galaxy Prime, which he'll be on this list later, don't worry. But, I still like the figure, and of the G1 Primes that have all come out, this is the most creative of them, but just, it's still just kind of bland to me. Like, even painting it, which, if I did a review of this or not, I actually can't remember right now. If I didn't and you guys want to see it, let me know. But even, like, painting it, there's just, like, not a ton I could do with it. Like, I did some gunmetal and silver detailing, but just, I just have weird issues with Bumblebee designs, but overall, still a fun figure. Get him if you can. But yeah, number 7 on the list, Studio Series 38, Optimus Prime. And for number 6 on the list, we have the Transformers Siege Galaxy Prime. And as you can tell, I have rep-labeled mine up a bit. And just, I was super excited for this figure when it came out. It really sucks that the whole fandom looked at this and it's like, it's not better than the original. Why do I need this? Ugh. But just, this is what I used to love about Generations. You got a reference to a line, a design. This is what you call, Transformers fans, a reference to a design, not completely ripping it off and just making it all over again, like the majority of Siege, especially waves 1 and 2. But this is a reference while keeping it nice and fresh and new. Learn this. This is the one that isn't G1 Optimus Prime when there was like 5 of them in like the past year and a half. Like, jeez. But yeah, I just love him. He's a really fun figure. I even have a Grimlock's Forge Armada Star Saber to go with him, and it just looks really cool with him. But yeah, anyways, number 6 on the list, Transformers Siege Galaxy Prime. And for number 5 on the list, we have Studio Series Long Haul. Now, I know this is one I have not done a custom video of, and again, if you want to see custom reviews of any figures that I show on these lists, go ahead, feel free, or video reviews in general. But I just really like this figure. Long Haul is probably my favorite design of the Revenge of the Fallen Constructicons, and just getting a proper chunky toy of him is just great. Granted, articulation's kind of weird just for the sake of he's like, look at these thighs. he's kind of just a big chunk, but I mean you can still get some good poses out of it. Even actually has ankle pivots too, which is nice. Because weirdly on Studio Series you don't see it as much as you should. I mean, you can still get some good posing out of them. Yeah. But I mean, I just love this figure. It's just a really good representation of Long Haul. It's exactly what I want. Big, chunky Long Haul. The only thing that confuses me on this figure is that this pops off, and I don't know why. Is there a reason for this? Someone tell me if there is, because I kind of want to know. Yeah, anyways, number 5 on the list, Studio Series Long Haul. And for number 4 on the list, it's a little bit different. Number 4 was initially just Siege Ironhide. He's a very nice figure. I love him. He was my favorite deluxe for the longest time in this line. But then, literally yesterday, as of this recording, I managed to pick up Siege Spinister. And the entire about 24 hours since, I've been racking my brain for which one of these I like more. Because they both have really good strengths. Ironhide is a very solid figure. He screams Ironhide. He's the other example of the line of how it should have been, to where it takes characters that did not have a G1 alt mode in that first episode of Generation 1 and give them one that's stylized like those. Because its boxiness, yeah, it's boxy, but it really fits since the other since like Wheeljack's alt mode in that was also pretty boxy, honestly. So this works, at least to me. And Spinister here is just so much fun and has so much articulation. Like there's just so much you can do with a guy. Like you can, let me just do a random. Like you can probably do about any pose imaginable. Look at this. You can just. What's he doing? I don't know. He can do it. He can do it. That's what matters. And then Ironhide, while he isn't as posable, his strengths are still very present and looking the Ironhide part. Big, tough figure. Also, I have bought so many of this mold that if this wasn't on my top favorites of this year, I don't know why I bought like 5 of them. But yeah, anyways, this slot number 4 is a tie between Studio Series, it's not Studio Series, Siege Ironhide and Siege Spinister. And now we are at the top 3, with the third being Studio Series Helicopter Drift. And I wasn't expecting to love this figure, but I love this figure. Because this is a retool of probably my least favorite deluxe in the entirety of Studio Series. Or no, second most, because, you know, the Dread mold exists. But, I wasn't really a fan of Helicopter Dropkick. I bought him just because for the character, but, you know, as soon as Car Kick came, he was just gone. But, whenever I bought this, I wasn't really expecting too much, but my god, how is this a better drift than Car drifts? It's just, he even has things like a nice little, somewhat butterfly joint there. These swords just look great. Just like, look at these things. The only thing this figure actually needs is a waist swivel. Like, even the ankle joints, I'm not entirely upset that they aren't here, because you can still get a lot from these joints. It's just a really cool looking figure, and of course I customized this, if you couldn't tell. And just even the helicopter mode, it's just really cool looking. Like I just love this figure all around. And like, Helicopter Drift really didn't do, not Helicopter Drift, Helicopter Dropkick didn't really do it for me. But if you can pick up Helicopter Drift, if you don't have another Drift, or just, you're like me and you love Drift, I literally had nearly every Transformers 4 Drift, so I'm a Drift fan. But, get this figure if you can. You don't really even need the paint. I just did the paint to make it look even better. But yeah, anyways, number 3 on the list, Studio Series Helicopter Drift. And for my second favorite figure to release this year, we have Studio Series Jetfire. And honestly, oh my god, this is an improvement over the original. I remember buying the original, like, I think 2 or 3 months before this was announced, and I sold the original to buy it, honestly. Just because it's such a great figure. Like, if you can't or can't tell, there is the upgrade kit on it. But even without the upgrade kit, it's still pretty great. It did have a few issues, and the upgrade kit kind of addresses some of them, and then other ones it doesn't. Like the fact that this cane is way too short. It's just a small cane. Like, they want him to be super hunchback, but no, he's big. He's trying to drop his axe the best he can. But he's just a big, beautiful figure. Like, he's a leader class. Siege, take notes. But pretty much you feel like you get your money's worth. He turns into a really big ship. He's a big figure. Like, I mean, that's just a little Siege Hound here. Look at that. Look at that size there. But just all around amazing figure. Definitely worth getting. Even if you don't care about the combined mode, Jetfire alone is worth it. But yeah, anyways, number 2 on the list, Studio Series Jetfire. And last, finally, and certainly not least, my number 1 favorite figure to release this year, Studio Series 32 Optimus Prime. Now, I know this guy is also another one that is extremely painted by myself, which might make me like him more. But even before then, this is just a great figure. Like, Studio Series, I love the line so much because the majority of the figures in the line are just either the best or like second best of every single other version of this movie character. Like, this is the best movie Voyager Prime we've gotten. Like, not the original one, not the freaking Age of Extinction one, not the Last Night one. This one is so far the best one we've gotten. Just amazing detail, amazing posability, just all around well-rounded figure. It's just amazing. I don't know how else I can describe this thing. It's just feel sad. My only real issue with this figure was just the lack of paint, which, I mean, after a long time, I fixed that myself. But even the back, like, this doesn't bother me that much. Like, you're not gonna notice that unless you're doing this, because, you know, any other angle, but bam, it's gone. Do you see it? I don't see it. Do you see it? You don't really like notice it. Or unless you're one of those weird people that just all their figures are looking in one direction on the shelf, because that do as you please. I can't judge. But yeah. Anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. So please be sure to check out my channel for video and custom reviews, and please don't forget to subscribe. You can also check out my Facebook and Tumblr pages, link in the description below. And this is the 14th Prime, signing out.